Previously on Hot Quest.
There are people running away from what appears to be a large green dragon.
Well, is it a dragon problem or a wizard problem?
I'm trying to stop the dragon from attacking everyone, and I'm not doing a very good job. All of this imbuing you with magical abilities has left me rather weak. I was in the middle of a quest to obtain the pieces of a talisman.
What if we challenge him to bowling, and whoever wins gets the talisman?
You knock down more pins than he pinned, making you the pin lord now. So I guess this is yours, and he hands you the half of the talisman. You spend your whole life waiting for an apocalypse, and then 4 show up at once.
Hot quest, may I interest you in a hot quest, may I interest you in a hot quest, may I interest you in a hot quest,
Following Lorem's squeaky, high-pitched instructions, the deep dive crew hopped in a car and, after a very important discussion over who has control over the aux cable, headed north, up along Interstate 35 and across the border into Oklahoma. They now find themselves in the sprawling and largely fictitious border town of Furrowville, where Lorem the Wise says he left the second piece of the talisman with an old friend. You're currently in what I'm going to call the dive mobile, driving through the streets of Furrowville, looking for a tavern. What's the mood in the car right now? How is everyone doing? And more importantly, what are you listening to and why?
I was wondering who did end up with the aux cord.
We can roll for it, because you've got to convince everyone else in the car that you should have the cable. So I'm going to have everyone just do a straight up and down charisma check.
Oh, I'm not doing it. I forfeit. I listen to, Sarah Bareilles and Broadway tunes. It's fine.
I have a +1 to charisma. This is looking really good for Ben Folds.
I got a 9.
So we got a 9
got a
from
7,
Elisa.
so I'm out.
A 7 from Mikey. Sam?
I have a +1 in charisma, which brings my roll to a 2.
What? I cannot believe I won with a 9. That is the dumbest thing ever. I would have made a bespoke Spotify playlist.
The question I want to ask is, did you say, okay, we can't leave until I finish making these playlists? So
I feel like the rest of us were like, okay, let's prep for this. Let's get supplies. Let's get provisions and everything. And Elisa, the entire time, has just been stacking this playlist.
What is this road trip anthem?
The Venga Bus.
You are currently driving through Furrowville as Lorem is giving you kind of loose, half-remembered directions to the tavern, where he left part of the talisman piece with a friend, a trusted friend. What is the mood?
I'm stoked. I'm pumped.
I choose to believe that I've selected to forget about the spiders right now and just enjoy this fun road trip. I have done a lot of research on spiders, though.
Yeah.
And I do know now how to cook them. So.
Oh!
The dive mobile pulls up outside of the tavern that Lorem has been directing you to, and it is not a tavern. It is, in fact, a barcade called Wizard Needs Food. You step out of the car and walk into the bar to find it's doing quite well for local business. In your hood, Mikey, Lorem the mouse kind of runs up and scuttles up to your ear, and he says,
Okay, so you see her behind the bar. That's Miri. She owns the place. And she has the last piece of the talisman. All you have to do is go and ask her if she still has it. And then we can leave and go get the third one. Nice and easy. Short episode this week.
Sounds simple enough.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
I bet she still has it.
Should we order a round of drinks? It has been a long journey.
Yeah?
What do they got on tap?
on tap, they have beer. Beer's good. They have that handy. They have a local brew that is just called Local Brew, but brew is spelt with a U. There's Guinness, obviously, because Guinness is eternal, Guinness is life.
I'll take a local brew.
May I just have an unsweetened iced tea, please?
And I'll have a Guinness. It's always a good time for a Guinness.
Do you have any Coca-Cola Classic?
Pepsi okay?
Please roll for is Pepsi okay?
That should be like a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, that's a 2.
Pepsi is not okay.
Pepsi's not okay.
Okay, no.
I'm not okay.
We're friends of Lorem.
Lorem?
Yeah,
Lorem
you
Ipsum,
remember
the
him,
wizard.
right?
She grimaces at you and she says, well, why are you here? I mean, I can probably guess, but let's go through these motions.
We're looking for the other pieces of this talisman.
All right, well, it's not here. We don't have it. It was stolen when a gang of giant spiders came in. Don't know how to handle a giant spider, so we managed to get them out. But on the way out, one of them, I guess, ate the talisman. I don't want to get too into the weeds with this, but they are the reason we now serve Pepsi instead of Coke.
So when you say giant, can you give me like a size?
Have you ever seen a moose?
Yes.
Yes.
I have watched Northern Exposure, yes.
Okay. They get up to about, I want to say, like 12 foot tall.
Yeah, it sounds nightmarish.
Yeah.
Do you perchance know where the spiders went?
Yeah, I mean, everyone does it. They've kind of taken over the Furrowville High School. You probably don't want to go, if I'm being completely honest. There's 4 of you, and there's a lot of them.
Hold on, one more clarified question. What is a lot?
More than 10.
I think the word I would describe their location, I would describe it as a nest. It's just
Okay.
full of giant, squirming, creepy spiders.
Can we just burn down the high school and then sift through the wreckage for...
Don't
It's
do
not a bad
that.
idea.
As a former teacher, I object.
You're right. Sorry. Maybe I am rushing to judgment on the moose-sized spider infestation.
What do these spiders look like? Are they like tarantula-based spiders? Are they orb spiders? Are they venomous? Are they trapdoor spiders? Because that's gonna be a nightmare.
Wait, is that a thing?
Yes, trapdoor spiders are a thing. They build little trapdoors and they hide and they listen for vibrations or feel vibrations, and then they pop up, grab you, and take you underground.
All right, never mind.
I like that.
Burn the school to the ground. Burn it down.
Miri says that there's one other thing you should know about the spiders, and that is they do have a spider queen, and there are rumors that she is trying to build something. If you can find out what that is, that might benefit you or it might benefit the town. We don't know what she's doing because no one has come out of that school in a state that could be described as living.
Weird. Let's go to the school
Yeah.
and see what's what.
Okay.
We gotta save the world. Let's go.
All right, you head towards Furrowville High School. Half of the school is wrapped in a mesh fence where they've tried to stop people from getting in, and then the fence abruptly stops, almost as if the people trying to fit the fence were captured by spiders during the infencing process.
I was about to ask what the mascot was for this high school.
The mascot for this high school is. I'm actually just going to open up to the creature pages on the monster manual. It's they're the ponies.
Yes!
The Furrowville ponies. The fighting ponies.
Okay, I'd like to make a nature check.
Okay, go for it.
That is a 19.
That is very good. So here's what you know about giant spiders. They are unaligned. They're neither good nor evil. They can move about 30 foot every 6 seconds. They're strong. They have a lot of dexterity. They're not smart. They're very good at stealth. They are venomous. They actually have dark vision up to 60 foot, so they can see in the dark. If you were to blind them, they would lose their dark vision, but they would still be able to see things within a 10-foot radius. And they'll bite you. They'll bite you good.
We should see how flammable this building looks.
This is a big concrete construction, and it would catch fire, but it's unlikely that the building would burn down and collapse in any kind of meaningful, useful way.
Do we actually think that we're going to, like, stealth our way through this nest? It sounds like they can see us and hear us coming a lot farther than we can see them.
I would like to light one of my torches so at least we can see inside. I assume these spiders are scared of fire.
Most living things are just, like, generally afraid of fire.
Yeah.
Sure.
I'd say,
Yeah.
like, hard-coded in, like, the source code of life is fire
Yeah.
bad, tree pretty, unless you're a moth.
So what do we want to do, gang?
I think we should open the front doors and either throw the torch inside and close them and just see what comes out and deal with that, or we can explore and try to get more info.
Trying to lure some out into the daylight might be a better experience than being confined in the hallways.
I just worry if we immediately rush in and start killing things, is the queen going to want to help us out?
I don't know if spiders have like a whole lot of
They can't
compassion
talk.
towards other spiders.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we haven't really spoken to them, and she is the queen, and so theoretically, these are all her children. And as much fun as it would be,
While you are discussing what you're going to do, 3 spiders emerge from the front of the building. I did a roll to see if they heard you guys discussing what to do, and they absolutely heard it. We are going to roll for initiative. All right, so Mikey, what is you? What is you?
4.
Zoe?
5.
5.
Right, a 4 to
Lisa
5, strong.
Yeah, so that's actually a 13 for me.
and Sam.
I have a 15.
All right. Top of the turn order is the spiders, because they rolled a 20. Spider number 1, known among his friends as Jeffrey Spiderington III, is going to jump in with a web. I can target one creature, and then you're restrained by webbing. Mikey, your AC is definitely higher than 7, so that misses. Spider number 2 is going to try to shoot a web at Elisa.
Great.
And that is a dirty 20. The web hits you and you are kind of locked on the spot.
Cool.
There's one last spider. This one's actually going to come in and try to bite
Wait, so it tries to bite Elisa. Does it pass me to do
you. That's
that?
a good point. Yes, it does pass you, so you get an attack of opportunity.
Okay. I'm wielding my halberd, which is made out of a yield sign. Its name is Yield Spar. Okay, that's going to be an 18.
Whoa.
18. 18's going to do it.
That's 13 damage.
Nice. You stop that spider in its tracks before it gets to bite Elisa, dealing a considerable wedge of damage to spider number 3. And next in the turn order is actually you.
I am going to go into a battle rage and mash on that guy I already hit.
Do it.
Okay, so that first one is a 17. Next one is a 16.
Yeah, those both hit. So
Okay.
it's a hit.
Demon damage, we got 4 plus 7 plus 2, so 9.
You kill the spider that was going for Elisa. This spider
Go.
is
Sam.
full on dead. All right, next up is Elisa, who is webbed to the spot. Now, if you want to, as an action, you can do a strength check to see if you can bust free of that web.
12.
12 will do it. You managed to bust free. Next up in the turn order, according to my notes, is Zoe. You are up.
Yeah. I will run forward the 10 feet that I need to in order to do my cantrip poison spray.
Constitution saving throw. Okay, here's the dice. I'm gonna roll this dice because this dice has been very lucky for me and these spiders. The spiders absolutely whiffed their Constitution saving throw. They rolled an 8
nice.
total.
All right.
Okay, so they're going to take 1d12 of poison damage.
All right.
Which is 11.
Oh!
Yay!
Jeffrey takes the 11. All right.
And now I'm just gonna fetal position.
In which case, Mikey, you are up.
I would like to do a regular attack against Jeffrey. Jeffrey. Oh, it's a 5.
Oh no!
Total?
Now tell me what your attack was going to be.
I have throwing knives and I have attack knives that are.
So you were going to throw a knife?
Yeah.
Okay, so you go to throw a knife, and you watch as it arcs right over the top of the spider.
Well, I recoil in horror.
We go to the top of the turn order with the spiderinos. The spider who got poisoned is going to try to web Sam. We absolutely miss. The web shoots past Sam and splats against the side of the dive mobile. The other spider is going to go shoot Zoe with web.
Name?
That spider's name is Dar, D-A, and then as many R's as you like. This spider rolled a 13 to shoot you with web. What is your AC?
My AC is 14 because you gave me scale mail.
You narrowly avoid getting webbed, and this also splats against the side of the car. And then, Sam, it is your turn.
I'm going to get to within 5 feet and make a attack with Yield Spar. That's a dirty 20.
Nice. You get advantage on that attack as well, right? 'Cause you're still raged for 3
A
turns.
good old-fashioned 20.
Very nice. So the nat 20 means you just double the number of attack dice that you roll.
That's a 10 and a 3 plus 5, so that is an 18.
This spider is gone.
Dar's
You
out.
cleave through Dar, and Dar is lying motionless in two halves.
That was dark.
Mikey, I'm giving you a point of inspiration. You may use it how you see fit at the end, before the end of this episode.
Don't
Okay,
encourage
well,
this.
then-
Don't
then
encourage
I-
this behavior.
If he gets inspiration, I take like 1 psychic damage
Zach,
or
you-
something.
We all get minus inspiration.
You guys are cold.
Elisa, you are up.
So we just have half a Jeffrey left.
You have quite a lot of Jeffrey Spiderington III left to deal with.
I was thinking Thunderwave.
All right, so you just want to be charging this thing on the way, like full on, like Jubilee style, and then when you get there,
Get
Yeah.
away from my friends!
Go
You
on,
suck.
get- yeah.
You suck and you messed up my jacket and our car. It sucks. You have to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, spiders suck at Constitution. Oh no, that's not terrible. 14. I think we're about to say goodbye to Jeffrey Spiderington III. The last of his line.
That's a 15.
You full-on thunderwave this spider. I want to say that the spider is technically pushed back, but parts of the spider are pushed back in different conflicting directions. The sound of this thunderwave, you hear a low rumble as giant spiders begin to push their way out of the double doors. Coming towards you, there are, you can see at least 6, 8, 12, 2 dozen, 2.5 more, maybe 30 spiders rushing towards you. There's a moment where you think, maybe this is it. Maybe this is how we die, death by giant spider. And then suddenly there is a kind of the screeching feedback of the PA system, and you hear this very refined voice say, "Could the invading force please make their way to the football field, please?" And then all of the spiders stop and then separate, leading a path into the school towards the football field.
I don't know if this is creepier or not.
So I guess we'll go in and try to figure this out.
Are you protecting me, Stella?
Walk into the school. There are many, many lockers, some of which have been smashed open, some of which are still locked. Coupled with just the doors like hanging slightly ajar. You know, just a lot of. There's a locker situation, and the lockers are accessible and within reach. The spiders are not blocking the lockers, but they are closing off certain. They're standing in the way of certain corridors that would lead you away from the football field. They definitely want you heading towards the field.
So who has a good investigation? I do not.
That's intelligence.
Yeah, so I have +3.
I got +2.
Big old -1.
I'm a
Oh,
0.
cool.
That might be you, Zozo.
I'm gonna make an investigation check. Do you want help? You want to press this button? Let me go for it. We're gonna press this button.
Press the button.
Oh, Stella, that was a critical fail. So I got a 4.
I'm gonna say Stella doesn't get to play anymore.
You are aware of some vague shapes with 8 other shapes sticking out of them. Just
Well,
blocks.
it's because I did the investigation like this, so it didn't really.
All right, let's just
Okay.
follow
I
him
guess we'll
down.
just keep walking to the football field.
Yeah.
Sure.
You are passing all of these lockers. There's the occasional tattered book and unfinished homework. Some homework does appear to have been eaten by a spider.
Let's go talk to the queen, I guess.
Yep.
You step out onto the football field, and there are 2 things that are immediately noticeable to you. The first is that there appears to be some kind of construction happening. There are teams of spiders working at kind of stamping out an oval shape around the edge of the football field, going as far out to the edge of the grass as is possible. The second thing you notice is standing kind of in the center of the seating, kind of looking down over everything, is a large spider with like a humanoid form, kind of where the head would be, with just regular arms and a huge kind of bio-organic crown shape jutting out of her head. She appears to be overseeing everything. You see her grab like a little microphone, and you hear over the PA system, you hear, "Ah, so glad you could make it." And then she leaps, she pushes herself off of the seat and leaps through the air and lands right in front of you. She says, "You went to quite a lot of effort to take down my gatekeepers, my soldiers at the entrance to the school. What brings you to my domain?"
I'm clearly just like behind Sam now. I'm like ears covered, eyes closed, cannot.
I'm not attacking or anything necessarily, but I still like have my halberd out, like forward.
Who wants to talk to the Spider Queen?
Elisa's got it.
Hi. Hey. So, sorry about all that back there, but we're trying to save the world up to and including the one that you're currently making, whatever this is. I like that you're overseeing stuff. I like a boss queen. I see it. I acknowledge it.
Thank you.
But there is a little piece of something that we need, and then we'll be on our way, and then you could keep doing your thing here.
She looks at you and she says, I'm terribly sorry. I spaced out for a moment there. I was thinking about cars. What were you offering? And what were you after? And what is happening?
Oh, offering. Nothing. But you do have a thing. So we were at this cool bar, and they said that you came through, walked away with just a little item that we need. It's about yay.
Yeah.
About yay big. Yeah. If we could just have that, literally nothing else.
She says, yes, one of my minions, in their haste to wreck shop, as it were, did consume that particular piece of ornamentation, and luckily for me, they regurgitated it later as an offering to their queen, me. I don't think I'll be parting with this today, I'm afraid. It's not that I'm not empathetic to your plight. Of course, you are trying to save the world. This was given to me as a gift, and I'm not one for regifting. I can't imagine how that would hurt young Esteban's feelings. He went to a lot of efforts to regurgitate this thing. It took him many hours, and he died shortly afterwards. And I really think it would dishonor his memory if I were to impart this upon you. You see, but you're welcome to stay. We have a construction project, and what do you think? It's modeled very closely to your Daytona Beach. I'm very proud.
Which Daytona Beach? I want to be real clear here. What are you talking about?
Oh, are you not a fan of the NASCAR or NASCAR, as I believe you call it?
Okay.
I'm quite taken with it. Oh, I do so love a good race.
So from my fetal position, it's like, why do you like cars so much? And then like immediately come back down.
Yeah. So what are your, plans after all of this gets built? Are you trying to start a league? Are you trying to drive yourself?
Well, I'm really more of I see myself as like a team manager, if you will. So the plan is to build the course and then acquire some cars, and obviously this is more kind of a testing area. I think at some point we would like to move on to larger pastures.
Have you ever driven a car?
Darling, I can't even fit in a car. I can eat a car.
Have you?
Why would you do that?
I don't think I would, but I could.
I don't feel like we're getting much accomplished talking to her.
Then let's go investigate literally anywhere else.
Yeah, is there something we can do? Is there something we can give you to maybe do an even trade?
I've been studying NASCAR. You see, there's still a lot I don't know, so I'm always on the lookout for more NASCAR information, trivia, facts, names, numbers, mileage. I crave data, darling.
That's interesting. Does this school have a library?
Okay, so let's go into the high school.
Yeah.
It's a museum of high school now. It's just, you are now in the school library. It's a school. They're fairly easy to navigate. It's not the most organized of libraries, largely because it is a high school library, but also spiders have been through here. So there's stuff on the floor. The shelves are in a state of disarray. There is a computer lab kind of in the corner of this library where there are some internet-accessible computers.
So my vote is that Mikey and Elisa try to do computer stuff, and I take Sam with me because he's very tall. In case the book is on a high shelf.
Yeah,
that's smart.
That's an advantage.
Okay.
Let's start with Elisa. Are you binging the Googles?
Yes, I am asking Jeeves.
Your investigation check is just going to be, it's a D20 plus 3.
Okay. So that's a 9.
9. You type in the Googles, how to NASCAR, and you get the little dinosaur that says you don't have internet. Which means you can play the game where you jump over the cactus.
And that was a tool.
You start typing G for Google, and then it auto-completes Grubhub, and now you're looking at local restaurants trying to find some lunch. Like, you got very distracted.
That's so accurate of me.
Which means it's down to Sam and Zoe to find a book.
I'm gonna make an argument for an advantage on my roll.
Go on.
Because I am a researcher,
Yes.
so I probably have like a notion of where it should be in this library. Also, Sam's really tall, so that was my second argument.
You know what? Yeah, I'm going to give you that advantage.
So investigation, well, the first one's an 11, and the second one's a 10. So 11 it is.
Fortunately for you, a lot of the books on sporting are still fairly well organized, and you happen across the Ladybird Big Book of NASCAR Facts. And here's what we're going to do. Here we go. So this is a link to a Google document that you have editing access on. So there are 12 facts on here. When you want to share a fact with the Spider Queen, you are going to roll a d12. Depending on the number that you get, you are going to highlight that fact and remove the black highlight and read that fact. And then I will do a check to see whether she knows that information or not. You return to the football field where construction continues, and the Spider Queen sees you return, and she says, welcome back. I take it you've been exploring the school?
Yes, we actually have something for you.
We have a
think you'll
mystical
be
tome of knowledge.
very into.
Ooh!
We have some NASCAR facts that we think you don't know.
Really? Ooh,
Yeah.
That sounds tantalizing. Let me tell you this. Here's what we'll do. I will let you tell me NASCAR facts. If I don't know these facts, I will give you the talisman. That seems like a fair and equitable trade. If I know these facts, then fights to the death. How does that sound?
I'm game. Yeah. Let's
Cool.
Yeah, sounds pretty chill.
Cool. I have a bit of a mild bloodlust right now, so I was just thinking.
I cast Zone of Truth.
Yes!
We all have to roll? It's a wisdom check, right? It's a wisdom saving throw? So the Spider Queen just crit failed.
Okay.
Nice!
She just immediately went on, I'm sexually attracted to cars!
Okay.
Hey, I'm not trying to yuck anybody's yum. I just wanted to make sure this was a fair trivia competition.
It's okay. We all get autoerotic sometimes.
You do all, everyone except Elisa does need to do that wisdom saving throw. I'm going to do
I
a
got a
general
17.
roll for the spiders as well, even though they can't talk.
17.
Hey, 17, bro.
I rolled a 6, so all of a sudden, under my breath, I start just saying, like, no.
This sucks.
no,
This sucks.
no.
This sucks.
So let's start with Mikey.
All right, I rolled a 4.
Okay, so you need to read that fact from the document.
Alan Kulwicki was famous for his Polish victory lap, but in fact, he only did it twice. First victory in championship, and only intended on ever doing it once more. If he ever won the Daytona 500. Boom. NASCAR fact.
She says, ooh, I didn't know that one.
Yes!
So you
Educating the masses.
hit me with another.
Did you know that NASCAR is a direct descendant of stock car racing, which has a history stretching all the way back as far as the early 1900s? Some of the earliest and most popular races took place on Daytona Beach.
She says, oh, I knew that one.
I mean, it makes sense. I mean, you're building an exact replica right here.
Yes, it's kind of my thing, you see.
Yeah.
Did you know Jeff Gordon's uncle, Pat Houston, was the lead trumpet player for Elvis Presley during the 1970s?
Such a good one.
Now,
Wow.
is that a NASCAR fact?
Sam, we're trying not to die. Does she think it's a NASCAR fact?
I'm beholden by Zone of Truth. She says, somehow I knew that one. It's a weird
Wow.
one, I know, but somehow I have that
Jeff
information.
Gordon.
Zoe,
Die
we
hard.
need something big here.
I'm going to whisper the fact to Sam
Okay.
and have Sam say it.
So Zoe says this fact that I'm about to say, which is that each competition track has varying amounts of banking, configuration, and length, meaning that each participating car must be specifically modified for each track.
She leans in. She gets real close. Like her eyes now are all kind of wide open. They're getting super duper close. And I think, Zoe, you're probably aware of this. You're probably very, very aware of like especially as a druid. And she says, I did not know that.
Yes! USA!
NASCAR
USA!
Let's do one more. I crave knowledge.
Can I use my +1 inspiration on this roll?
How I'll use your inspiration is if you wanna roll for a fact, I will have the queen roll with disadvantage. How does that sound?
An unnamed NASCAR driver reportedly lost out on a possible UPS sponsorship because they sent their contract back via FedEx.
Wow.
That was
Wow.
When I was researching like fun and cool facts, that was my favorite one. She looks at you all and she says, that has the whiff of bovine fecal matter about it, but I didn't know that.
Oh.
That's a talisman.
Here you go. Here is the section of talisman. As promised, I understand you are on a mighty quest. I will not impede your travels further. Good luck to you, and may the spider god Arachnis be with you.
Yeah, hail Arachnus.
I'm gonna like very quickly scurry forward and like drop the book in front of her, and then I like go right back behind Sam.
She picks up the book and she like studies it and goes, oh, this is most oh, thank you so much. Actually, I have a gift in return for you for your act of kindness.
Oh,
She scurries away and she comes back with a small smoking blue stone, and she puts it out and she holds it out and says, put out your hand, please, druid. This is for you. This is a special gift. I want to reward your kindness. Please place out your hand so that I may give you this gift.
Take it, Zoe. Take it. Take it.
I cast heroism.
Okay, this is good. Yeah. Bravery.
Well, first off, Zoe, do you consent to...
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because it has to be on a willing creature. So you're imbued with bravery. Until the spell ends, the creature is immune to being frightened.
Oh wow, okay. This would have been useful like an hour ago. Okay. I finally like take a look at her and like can't acknowledge that it's pretty dope. And I put my hand out.
She places the gem in it and kind of closes your hand around it, and you can feel the gem is cold. And she says, this is an ice gem. If you affix this to your weapon, it will do an additional 1d6 of frost damage on your enemy.
It's what is known as a Baja Blast.
Yes. Sam, I'm giving you a point of inspiration, which you will absolutely not be able to use in this episode because we're nearly done.
Because we already did it.
You did it. Congratulations.
Go us.
Yes, you now have 2 of the 3 segments of the talisman. You venture out to the dive-mobile and spend the next, I'm gonna say, 6 to 8 hours scraping spider goop off of the side.
What if we got them to clean off our car and then we could take them for like rides? Like they're just holding on top of the car as
Okay.
Sam's like very slowly driving them around
That's
the
funny.
track.
That's
It's
awesome.
like
yeah.
the pace car. It's like
Yeah,
the pace
none
car.
of
Yeah.
None of them have ever gone more than like 10 miles an hour in their lives. So like even if going around the parking lot at like 20 miles an hour, they're just like, ah!
Because I want to make sure that they have a damn treat. I grab my phone, I plug in the aux cable, crank the stereo, and it's the Venga bus.
Yeah!
Legally distinct from the Venga bus.
Do, 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 Six Flags
Yep.
song time.
You feel the ground shake, and then something swipes the side of the dive-mobile as the dive-mobile spins through the air, and it lands on it. Let's see where it lands. I'm going to roll a dice to see what it lands. It lands on its side. And you see this large, imposing physical presence.
You have a good spider nacho recipe?
Yeah.
So it tastes like shrimp. So I was thinking more spider tacos.
Ooh, I'm actually in
So-
already.
The live bird-eating spiders, since they're so big, they're actually used as a food source. You just have to shave them and then roast them.
Do you eat all of it, or like just the cephalothorax?
Yeah, you can eat the
or-
exoskeleton. That's full of protein. There are some cute spiders, like jumping spiders are adorable. They're also like can fit on your fingernail, so that makes them cuter and less dangerous.
I like daddy long legs. Those are nice.
That's a
Oh,
different thing in
man.
the UK, fun fact. Daddy longlegs are a
is,
very different thing.
Daddy longlegs here, we actually are 3 different things that look like that. 2 of them are not considered spiders, but another variety of arachnid called harvest men. You're welcome. So not all spiders spin webs.
Hashtag not all spiders.
A lot of, yeah. Not all spiders spin webs. A lot of them use alternative hunting methods. So orb spiders are the ones that spin the webs like we think of when you think of like Halloween webs.
Yeah.
Well, it's just like 90% of spiders have 8 eyes, or it might be even higher than that. Some have 0 eyes. Some have 2. Don't look up those.